Coming up on Nac Edition, the JC's Haunted House is underway. The Stone Fort Museum is celebrating its 80th anniversary.
And there could be a potential change to SFA students' tuition. Stay tuned, this is Nac Edition.
Welcome to Nac Edition. I'm Audra Bridges.
And I'm Nadia Lahana.
There's only 2 weeks until the final day of voting will start, and this is your chance to make a difference. This unprecedented race towards the presidency, meaning that there has never before been a woman who got a major party nominee, and there has never before been a reality TV show host in the running either. In the past few weeks, the polls have changed to Hillary beating Trump in the polls. After the third and final debate last week, the CNN ORC poll showed that Hillary had 52% and Donald Trump was at 39%. If Trump did somehow win this election, then he would pull off the biggest comeback in presidential history. Trump started off September climbing the polls and keeping it a close race. He recently started to lose ground in almost every battleground state since late September, when he did not perform very well in his first 2 debates. He got in a public feud with former Miss Universe. There was a release of an old in which Trump makes crude comments about women and his recent allegations of sexual harassment. Somehow, the media seems not to be talking much about Hillary Clinton and her emails, however. They hardly even mention the fact that the Democratic Party and Clinton were working together against Bernie Sanders and not giving him a fair chance in running for the Democratic nomination the whole time. Many Americans feel like they have to choose from the less of 2 evils. One thing to keep in mind, though, is there are 2 other candidates running for president, Jill Stein and Gary Johnson, so do some research and check them out. If you want to make a difference, this is your year to become more involved and make an informed voting decision. Voting starts October 24th and continues until November 8th, so make sure you make it out to the polls to make a difference.
The Office of Multicultural Affairs hosted an event called Muslim Spoken Word at the Baker Patillo Student Center Theater. The purpose of the event was to learn more about the Muslim culture, religion, and the experience in being a Muslim student in America. The OMA office held this event in hopes to bring the SFA and the Nacogdoches community together and recognize our differences with respect to stop stereotypes. The event also promoted self-empowerment. The feature poet was Kashmir Mariam. Mariam's goal was to clear up misconceptions about Muslims. Kashmir believes that in order for us to live in peace in our communities, we must make an effort to understand one another, so she performs poetry in order to bring life to words.
I am not from Disneyfied Princess Yasmin's. I am from dignified queens, from lands in the east where the sun's heat labored to make diamonds from a sand that was purified by toil and struggle.
SFA hosted Green is the New Black, where students were able to donate denim in order to build houses. Nadia Ulahana has more on the story.
October 17th, the SFA Fashion Merchandising and Hospitality Administration students partnered up to coordinate an event in which raised awareness on sustainability. Environment sustainability is the rates in which renewable sources harvest an object that is able to be used without completely being destroyed. In other words, natural resources that can be recycled. The SFA Culinary Cafe held a dinner led by students as event planners. The goal was to have a memorable dinner and evening for those who attended. Dr. Gina Costin explained how it was an event with hands-on learning at its best.
That's what you want. That means the water's coming out of it. It's concentrated sugars. You don't really want there to be...
Following the dinner, attendees toured the fashion gallery that highlighted the Blue Jeans Go Green project, which the students of fashion merchandising have been organizing. This is the 3rd year SFA holds the Green is the New Black event, in which people are encouraged to donate blue jeans to be recycled and used for ultra-touch denim insulation in order to help build houses. The fashion gallery showcased students in creative denim gowns and other recyclable items. The show's theme was the 5th element, in which students were inspired by 4 natural elements of water, wind, earth, and fire, and the 5th element being denim. Throughout the show, people were introduced to installation and how recycling denim helps. Newspapers, water bottles, aluminum cans, plastic bags, and denim were incorporated into the students' designs. The students have set a goal to collect more than 10,000 pieces of denim by the end of the month of October. Donations can be delivered to drop boxes located in Human Sciences North Building lobby and the Fashion Gallery in the Education Annex building on the SFA campus. For more information on denim donation, you can call 936-468-2238. The Office of International Programs are known for hosting study abroad students. They hold several offices underneath them, including the English Language Institute. Alexis Willis has more with the details about this exclusive program.
Attending college for the very first time can be a challenge for those who are unfamiliar with the town. Nac Edition, for example, is a small town that may seem foreign to those hailing from large cities such as Houston or Dallas. Well, imagine coming from not only a different city, but a different country. SFA's English Language Institute is a program designed to help these study abroad students make the transition from the foreign countries to the SFA classrooms a bit easier. The intensive program provides English skills to students that can be challenging in their undergraduate programs in the United States. The focus of the program is solely based on helping students pass the requirements needed so they can dive into their degree plans. So what's the problem?
We have some unique challenges as far as enrollment goes.
The ELI program is facing an enrollment crisis with having only 5 students for the academic school year. Although this does allow for students to get a more hands-on approach with their teachers, this also affects the program's budget and the teacher's income. Coordinator of the ELI program, Elaine Lambright, and staff have tried several methods, including traveling to different countries to attract more students, but only have been slightly successful.
This semester we have 5 students. Some semesters it's up closer to 10, so that's small. One of the problems is that there are a lot more activities and extras and cultural events, as well as group work that you can do when you have more students. So although it's a good thing in some ways that we're very small because they get a lot of individualized attention, it also keeps us from doing some of the things we'd like to do.
Those who are currently enrolled in the program express their appreciation for the teachers and that they feel that the Institute is preparing them for the degree plans.
ELI program is good for them, in my opinion, because ELI program make a lot of activities that can help me improve my English. And the teacher is very, very nice, and they have a good experience that make me improve my knowledge about English.
And if you don't know English, you can learn here English. They are very good.
English Language Institute is located on the 4th floor of the Liberal Arts Building and are always looking for ways that students can help increase their enrollment. For their upcoming schedule and you want to check out their events, make sure to visit them at sfasu/OIP. With Nac Edition, I'm Alexis Willis.
This week, Kirby Hildebrand returned to his hometown to investigate a change of venue in his alma mater's football games.
In Jasper, Texas, there is a football stadium that has been the home of the Jasper Bulldogs since 1927. That makes Bulldog Stadium, also known as the Dog House, the 7th oldest football stadium in the state of Texas at any level. However, the Dogs matchup against Tatum on October 21st, 2016 is slated to be the final football action that this field will ever see. 2 years ago, the governing body of high school sports, the UIL, gave Jasper an ultimatum: upgrade your current stadium to meet minimum requirements for a facility, or build a new one. Jasper chose the latter, and construction on a new athletic complex began last year. The new field would feature artificial turf, markings for football and soccer, and a full track capable of housing track meets, something Jasper has never been able to do. The field and a small set of stands were completed quickly, and it began hosting soccer, junior varsity football, and junior high football immediately. However, there were not enough stands or restrooms to accommodate the crowds at a varsity game. Construction was set to be complete on September 30th of this year, but the recent heavy rains have delayed construction and kept the Bulldogs in their original home. Some Jasper residents, who also played at the original field, have mixed feelings about the move.
Well, you know, it's bittersweet because of the fact that this stadium holds so much history in it, personal history, Jasper history. You know, it is difficult to leave, but we are going to a nicer place. It will help us in the future. You know, the stone wall and all that has been historic here, the people that have played here, the people that have come here. It's just, it's hard to leave, but at the same time, you know, progress moves on, and it's time for us. So hopefully we'll leave with some victories and leave it with some really good memories.
The Bulldogs' potential final game was loaded with offense, and the Dogs came out victorious 41-17 over Tatum. If this is indeed the Dogs' last game here, it was a great send-off.
Construction crews are working around the clock to ensure that the stadium is ready for Jasper's final home game on November 4th. However, with the recent weather, if there are any more delays, crews say it'll be next season before the Bulldogs are able to make their premiere at their new stadium. Reporting from Jasper for Nac Edition, I'm Kirby Hildebrand.
The original Bulldog Stadium is older than such fields as Kyle Field and the Cotton Bowl. When we return, we will tell you about a fee that may appear on your e-bill soon, learn more about the 80th celebration of the Stone Fort Museum, and get an exclusive look at one of SFA's most theatrical professors. Stay tuned, this is Nac Edition.
Welcome back to Nac Edition. If you are a mass communication student, you probably have heard of the name Dr. Mayer. He is celebrating his 25th year of teaching. Reporter Alexis Willis has more with this exclusive story.
Stephen F. Austin State is the home of the Lumberjacks. The university has proven that it is able to produce students ranging from CEOs of multi-millionaire companies to basketball sensations turned NBA rookies. The successful alumni were taught by some of the best teachers that the campus has to offer. This includes veteran of the mass communication department,
It's you, girl! Yeah.
Dr. Mayer.
Yeah.
Dr. Mayer has been teaching at SFA now for 24 years, and he says that each year feels more and more special to him as he continues to progress through the department.
Here at SFA, I get to teach the same students quite often in several classes, and I get to know my students, and to me that is very, very important, as opposed maybe to seeing somebody in a class with 100 plus and never even seeing that person again. So I am really, really, really glad I came here, and it's been great for the last 24, 25 years.
Born in sunny Los Angeles, California, Dr. Mayer was raised in Houston, Texas, where he then went to school at UT Austin, double majoring in journalism and psychology and mastering in journalism. He received his doctorate in English with an emphasis in modern American literature at Baylor University. Dr. Mayer has helped bring Delta Chi fraternity back on campus for several years before they was discharged for various reasons. Former chapter member Josh Green says he learned underneath his guidance both inside and outside of the fraternity.
So, man, a great characteristic from him. He's just a good guy, good man. He's taught me a lot, school, outside of school. It has helped me a lot, you know, looking for jobs, or he's been a reference for me on my resume. He's just a great guy, a great teacher, and I'd recommend taking him.
In addition to charting the fraternity, he actually holds an even higher title than not many people know. He is one of the founding faculty members of the Hall School of Journalism at Troy University in Alabama and at Texas A&M Commerce, then known as East Texas State University. Many people also don't know that his love for theater has actually paid off, as he was in a few plays in Houston, Texas.
Pets are very, very important to my wife and me. We have at home 2 dogs, a Chihuahua that Michael gave us. Her name is Absidy, A-B-C-D-E, but we call her Abby. And then the other dog is a silky terrier, somewhat. She is Katie Jean Silky Mare. We also have a cat. The kitty is a Russian blue. Her name is Violet, but we call her Kittles.
With Nac Edition, I'm Alexis Willis.
Malibu Beach. It's right on.
During next week's homecoming event, students will have a chance to vote on a new athletic facility fee. The fee would add $10 per credit hour to students' tuition with a 15-hour maximum, making the most a student would be charged per semester, $150. Currently, SFA is the only Division I or II university in Texas without an athletic fee. If passed, the fee would be the cheapest in Division I and be tied for the cheapest in the state overall. This fee is unique in that it can only be used for new facilities and upgrades to existing facilities plans for a new football practice facility and upgrade to the Coliseum, as well as upgrades to soccer facility. Athletic department leaders have been meeting all week with various organizations on campus to address any questions, and if you have any questions, there will be an open forum on Thursday, October 27th in the Student Center. Voting for the fee occurs through the MySFA online system and will be open from 8 a.m. October 31st until 4 p.m. on November 1st. If you're unable to attend the open forum and would still like more information, please contact the athletic department at 936-468-4540.
Did you know that there's a historical building right here on our campus? That's right, it's the Old Stone Fort Museum, and I went out to tell you all about it. This past Saturday, Stephen F. Austin hosted an 80th anniversary celebration for the Old Stone Fort Museum on the SFA campus. The celebration will honor not only the rich history of the building, but also 80 years of service to the university and the community. The Old Stone Fort Museum was built in 1936 as a replica of a structure that was built in 1779 by Nacogdoches militia commander Antonio Gil Ibarbo. It was not originally built to be a fort, but rather was used by many people for many different purposes. It started out as a trading house, and Ibarbo used it to store goods from the government to trade with the Native Americans for skins and hides. Ibarbo was accused of smuggling in 1791 and sold the building to José Luis de la Vega in 1805. The building then took on many roles such as a government office, military headquarters, a jail, housing for soldiers, a publishing house for the Nacogdoches Mexican Advocate, a civic center, a meeting house during the Texas Revolution, which held people like David Crockett, a courthouse, a saloon, and finally, a home. The building went through dozens of owners and was even seized at one time. The Perkins family were the last owners and dismantled the building in 1902. Decades later, FDR's New Deal provided funding for the construction of the replica on the grounds of SFA in 1936. The building became a museum open to the public for exploring and tours. The event started with the SFA Piney Woods Fiddlers paying tribute to the building. Despite being sick, the Nacogdoches Mayor Roger Von Horn still made an appearance to read a proclamation stating the historical significance of the fort.
And whereas the mission of the Stone Fort Museum is now to serve the public as an educational center dedicated to providing natural and cultural heritage, learning opportunities accessible to a diverse audience. It's open to anyone that comes, all ages. It's a wonderful heritage for us.
He also left the community with some words of wisdom.
And I guess the point I'm making is, I hope that it reminds us today, in 2016, that we get involved in our communities and that we leave a mark so that generations from now will have something more to celebrate as we do.
The Boy Scouts also came out and cooked food for everyone to enjoy while they watched an old Western movie.
When we return, we will have Stephen with the weather.
Stephen Serkowitz, and this is your weather for today. If we look over on the East Coast, we see temperatures in the low to mid 40s, as it's 41 in Augusta, 45 in New York. On the East Coast, you can see it's cloudy and sunny mix. It's 50 in Washington, D.C., 64 in Atlanta, and 79 in both Orlando and Tampa, and it's very sunny over there. We move over to the western half. We can see that it's currently 48 in Chicago. It's cloudy over here. We see a small cluster of rain that will be moving northeast and getting sort of stronger as it moves up throughout the day. Over here, it's 44 and 52 in both Minneapolis and Omaha. It's very cloudy due to this rain right here. Down in Texas and New Orleans, it's about the mid-60s, low 70s, and very cloudy. If we move further west, we can see that it's 52 in Denver, 46 in Billings, and it's very sunny in Albuquerque with 54. It's currently 69 in Phoenix. Over on the Pacific Northwest, it's very cloudy because there's another small cluster of rain that is moving northeast, just like the one over in the Midwest. It'll be very rainy up in Washington. It's currently 56 in San Francisco and 60 in Los Angeles, and it's very cloudy on the East Coast. Now let's take a look at our Texas weather. As we see on the eastern half, it's a lot more cloudy, sunny mix. It's 66 in Dallas, 70 in both San Antonio and Houston, and 75 in Brownsville. Over on the western half, it's very, very sunny. Be temperatures in like the high 50s, low 60s, except for Marfa over here, which is 66. Very sunny. It'll be really good over there. Now let's take a look at our local weather. The temperatures are varying over here. We see we have 57 in San Augustine, 59 in Woodville. As we move further east over here, we see we have temperatures in the mid-60s, like in Jacksonville, here in Nacogdoches and Lufkin. But as we move further west, they raise. It'll be 70 in Tyler, 72 in Palestine, also 70 in Crockett. Let's take a look outside today. Currently, it is 79 degrees here on the SFA campus. It is very sunny with winds at south at 3 miles per hour. Hopefully this sunny weather will carry on through the weekend onto Halloween, so you guys will have good weather while you trick or treat. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. On today, we'll have a high of 82 with a low of 56 with a 0% chance of rain, winds south at 4 miles per hour. On Thursday, we'll have a high of 83 with a low of 59 with a 10% chance of rain. That'll go all throughout the week, but it shouldn't be a problem. As you see, we will have a very sunny weekend. Winds at east-northeast at 4 miles per hour. On Friday, we'll have a high of 84, low of 59, winds south-southeast at 5 miles per hour. We'll also have a high of 84 on both Saturday and Sunday, low of 69 Saturday, winds south at 6 miles per hour. On Sunday, we'll have a high of 84, low of 59, winds south at 5 miles per hour again. When we come back from the break, we'll have AJ with sports. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Nac Edition. I'm AJ Vitti, bringing you the current sports stories around SFA. This past Thursday, our SFA volleyball Lady Jacks were just 4-12 all time against Central Arkansas, but by eliminating needless errors, excelling defensively, and getting senior Justice Walker to a major milestone, the Lady Jacks shook off their troubles against UCA. By pounding down 7 kills, senior middle blocker Justice Walker became the latest Lady Jack volleyball player to reach 1,000 career kills, and sophomore Mackenzie Hanna added a team best 8 kills to put SFA back in the win column with a 3-0 triumph over Central Arkansas. For the 5th time in her short collegiate volleyball career, freshman Ann Hallis reached double-double territory by passing out 25 assists to go along with a team best of 14 digs. In addition to her milestone on offense, Walker showed off her defensive skills for 6 block assists. The Lady Jacks are now 14-8 on the season and 7-2 in conference play. Tomorrow, the Lady Jacks will travel to Beaumont to take on the Lamar Cardinals at 7 p.m. Moving on to soccer, the SFA Lady Jacks soccer team have been remarkable the past 5 seasons. Seniors on this current team have won a championship ring every season they have been a part of SFA. Senior forward Jasmine White sat down and talked about the team's accomplishments.
While
I've been here so far, my career, we've won 3 championships, 5 in a row, going for our 6th, and that's just a culture that you can't imitate.
And the Lady Jacks are 4-time conference champions. That's a 4-peat, Patrick. Incredible stuff by the Lady Jacks here in Nacogdoches.
We represent SFA on our chest and on the field, and so we do it for the students because when you have teams, athletic teams that do well, it adds to the pride that you have in your school. Support from the students is probably one of the biggest perks of being on an athletic team in general. When you're out there on the field and you hear the fans going crazy, one of my most memorable moments is we played LSU at home my freshman year, beat them 4-0, and you look to the crowd and it's just flooded. We had people sitting in the grass, like it was packed. That was probably the biggest game to date, and it's just like it shows how much the crowd really can do for you when you hear them pumping you up.
Staying with soccer, our SFA Lady Jacks soccer team have been doing well, winning their last 3 games against Incarnate Word, Abilene Christian, and Southeastern Louisiana. The team seems to be clicking, and right now is a perfect time for that as playoffs are coming up.
We need to do really well this tournament and the tournament in Waco, and just especially to see at least 2 teams advance to the semis of the consolation draw. They beat like really good teams. They beat a team from Texas A&M and SMU and UTA. So it was really cool to see like their improvement from the past couple weeks and just see how everyone did super well. And I'm really proud of all of them. So hopefully we can continue that on to the spring semester.
Switching gears now, our SFA Lady Jacks tennis team is currently participating in the ITA Regionals at Baylor University. The ITA Regional Tournament features some of the top women's players across the country. Our Lady Jacks doubles teams of Lauren Hidalgo Smith and Darinka Tibaldi and Denise Maxwell and Kaya Lubick both moved into the semifinals of the consolation round. Lubick and Maxwell's punched their ticket to a semifinal by scoring an 8-3 triumph over Texas State. That wraps up about sports. Back to you, Audra.
Looking for something to do between now and Halloween? The Nacogdoches JC and Sigma Tau Alpha will be holding their annual haunted house starting tonight. The haunted house will be open every single night until Halloween night. The doors will open at 7 p.m. and continue to stay open until their people keep not showing up. This year will be held at the Club El Castillo, halfway between Lufkin and Nacogdoches. If you're looking for that address, it's 9919 South Highway 59, Nacogdoches, Texas. The admission is $10 per person, so keep that in mind. Come out to one of the longest running haunted houses in East Texas for a good scare. For more information about the haunted house, either visit the JC's Haunted House Facebook page or call at 936-205-1738.
Thank you for tuning in, Nac Edition. Join us next time for your Nacogdoches news.